Today we're so happy to be joined by our beautiful musical performing artist, Sister Nkulee Dube. How are you today,
Yes,
sister?
I'm okay. How are you, my queen?
I'm good. I'm doing very well. I probably should call you doctor because I know we're a couple of
Yeah,
generations
yeah,
removed,
yes,
but we're
Mama. Yes.
we're still on the same team, and that's what's
Mhm.
important. We really thank you for joining us today as we commemorate Pan-African Women's Day.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you for having me. Thank you.
yeah, when we first were introduced to you, we found out that Pan-African Women's Day is, you have a strong feeling about it. So I wondered if you could just elaborate on that a bit for us.
Yeah, I do. I got to be invited as one of the ambassadors in Malawi. We went to Malawi at one point, which is one of the projects that were part of the Pan African Women's Day celebration. So it was in 2015, I think. Yeah. So being part of that and actually not just making the change in music or in your decision as an artist or someone who's on the platform, who has the platform. Actually being there physically for me kind of switched the way I look at things. Yeah, so it was such an honor to actually be on the ground and actually know what's happening and know where all the donations and know where all the movements that people are fighting for, people that are trying to be in the offices and trying to make things happen for the people on the ground. So to be there on the ground physically was such an honor. So definitely I was very impressed with the whole movement of the Pan-African Women's Day, yes.
Wonderful. Of course, those of you who are listening or watching, if the name Dube rings a bell for you, you're right. Lucky Dube is the father of Nkulee Dube. And
Yes.
of course, Lucky Dube is an iconic musical artist and a reggae pioneer in Azania, South Africa. And
Yes.
although he was taken from us in 2007, the mission to uplift our people and inspire and teach, it lives on through you. Can you tell us a bit about the evolution of your music and how Nkulee Dube came to be?
Well, I started at the age of 16 to actually be professional about it. But I've been in the industry from a young age as a dancer. I've worked with a few artists. Lebi Matosa, who was also one of our queens in South Africa. She passed away in 2006. Yeah, so when I worked with her, I learned a lot. And she's one of the people that actually told me that I can sing. She's like, you can sing. I'm like, what? Me? You know, so singing was never something that I put forth in my life because I was a trained dancer. So I always thought I'm going to be this amazing star somewhere on Broadway. That was my vision as a dancer. Yeah, and then one day on her show, she just gave me the mic and said, sing. And I had like thousands and thousands of people and I panicked. And yeah, I sang. Since then, I never looked back. So that's how my journey started. Then I met the right people and the wrong people. And that's how, you know, you get to learn in the industry. You have to burn a few times. That's one of the things you learn. Yeah.
And in life, that is so
yeah, in life. Yeah, in general life.
that is so true. So did you, when you first started singing and writing your own songs, do you feel like the message of your music has changed over the years, or did you start off just being this, you know, firebrand, conscious musical artist and messenger?
Yeah, I mean, as you evolve as an artist, I mean, you get inspired by different things and also different artists. And you know, as we travel around and see and perform for different genres, also on stage, sharing the same stage with them. So we do draw our inspiration in different kinds of messages, if you may. Yeah, my music has evolved. It has changed. Yes, because when I started in the beginning, I think I had too much to say at once. So as I grew and released, I'm learning that, oh, sometimes I have to just say this much and then just pull back a bit. You know, sometimes people can't take it. So yeah, you learn as you grow. You know, some people can't take some of the things you say. As a grown up now, I would say as a grown up artist, I get it now. I've learned how to deliver, how to say things. You know, how to be more open to others instead of just saying my opinion is my opinion, you know what I mean? So growing up in the industry now, I've learned that, you know, my own voice doesn't have to be sounding anyone else's around me's voice down. So I had to learn that growing up with music, yeah.
So Nkulee Dube's influence is, you know, obviously crucial in your development. But when you look at women artists and women in general, African women, who can you say like tread the path that you're able to walk down, and whose messages and guides do you follow?
Yeah, I mean, queens like Angelique Kidjo, and we have Miriam Makeba. Those are the foundation in terms of us African young women to know how to handle our businesses. The Miriam Makebas and the Angelique, she raised an empire. Miriam Makeba left an empire. So those are the blueprints. So, you know, as women, we have to try and go back and learn how to humble ourselves. I think right now in this new generation, we're very fast. We like things instant. We want them now, you know, 2-minute noodles type of life. You know, the older generation knew how to let things simmer. They knew how to let it, you know, like wine, just let it happen, you know, just go with the pace and stuff like that. So, yeah, we just need a lot of elderly influence back, because I think we just left our parents and our grandparents in a different gap of a generation. Like, we don't understand each other too much because of this social media life that we are living. Our parents, you know, kind of feel distant from them as kids. So I think we should find that link again and try to bring them here, because we do need them here within the social media lifespan of craziness that is happening around us, the influences that are happening around us. We need the motherlies, the motherly, the fatherly love and the granny love and all that strictness, all that discipline has to come back, I think.
Right. So as an African woman artist, do you think, or how do you think African women artists can influence this type of connection between the generations and between Africans around the world? Do you think that more can be done to utilize the platforms and the voice that you have?
Definitely. I mean, we have platforms where we can have millions of people listen to what you're saying. So I think as artists, specifically women, we have to try and send the right message, because I think nowadays the messages that are out there, yes, they sell. Yes, you know, you make a lot of money with it, and yes, you know, whatever, you know, you make millions or whatever. But you know, try and remember that there's a 10-year-old who, you know, emulates you, who looks at you and says, "Oh, I want to be Nkulee. I want to, you know, look like that, dress like that." And their minds, they see themselves there now, and they're 10 and they're 9, and then how you behave is how they are now, and you are in your 30s or in your 20s and whatever, you're already an adult. So I think there's content that we need to as women to try and, you know, dilute a bit. Yes, no one's saying we shouldn't you know what I mean? We should, it's fine. I mean, we have
swag, right?
happening, you know what I mean? But try and make it more of a fantasy than a reality. You know, like the old school ladies, they used to, you know, sell it like, you know, just a little bit there and a little bit there, and just, you know, leave you hanging type of thing. So I think that's why I keep saying that we have to go back to our mothers and find that lady movement again, I think.
Do you know of any efforts that have been made to organize African women musicians and artists, either on the continent, in Azania, South Africa, or internationally?
Yes, there are a few. Usually under music, it's festivals, but we would like to have more women festivals, like, Pan-African Women's Day Festival, or, just have more female, bringing females together in a situation like that. I think it would be more celebrated for young women to see only the whole show, it's females. I mean, that's like a unicorn, really. It doesn't happen. Like, it's so unfair, but it doesn't. It's not a reality. Like, I don't know, the industry will feel like maybe we're not bringing as many people on shows. I don't know, but I feel like we have enough followers. We have enough, if you may, people who love music differently. So, and another way to help each other get on and push this movement forward is to allow women to be in your space. Allow other women to be curious about your center and who you are, and not take it as an opponent. Don't take her as an opponent. Don't you want to take her down type of thing. The only way we grow is if we all merge like this and become one. And if we become one as women, I have a platform, she needs a platform, she gets on my platform, my fans like her, they get, she gets me on hers. That's how we grow. That's how men do it. So, but for women, it's been very difficult, like for generations. I guess we've been put in this mind that we can't work together. You can't do this together. Women fight together. So I think it's in us now. And we get that when you see another woman, you're like, hey, hi. Because you don't know what she's, I don't know. It's just that mindset that is just put in you. I don't know who put it there, but it's there for majority, not just musicians, but just women in workplaces everywhere. It's there. And if that can change, then women can actually merge into each other. Allow someone to be curious about your space and be curious what's happening here. Oh yeah, this is what's going on. That's how we link. So yeah.
Yes. Have you been able to tour and perform around Africa? And if so,
yeah. I have. We've been to Namibia, Kenya, Senegal, Gambia. We're going to Zambia this year in October 21st. Come through. And then we did what? Oh, Zimbabwe. Yeah, I do like to go a lot in Africa, but I don't get as much as I do in Europe or America type of shows. Maybe in a year, maybe go once in Africa somewhere. Even in my own country, I don't perform as much. So I would like to do more shows in Africa, because I get to be on the ground and get to be actually walk there instead of just, when we're going out, we just go out and shop and, see the Eiffel Towers and, oh my God,
Right.
But performing in Africa, it has a different view to it. You get to meet the people, you get to touch the people, you get to eat those, different type of food, So I would like to do more in Africa. I'd like to do more, yes.
Right. Yeah. And that's really what I wanted to ask you, about your impressions when you do move around Africa. What are the, what types of inspirations do you get? How do you, where do you see our commonality, and how does that impact or inspire your music?
Yeah, well, I mean, in Africa, the difference is, you get I don't know, because maybe it's because I'm from the Dube family. I mean, the people in Africa have a different look as to what my father has actually done for Africa, for school system, for governmental quarrels and stuff like that. He was involved in a lot of those, negotiations and calming people down type of things. So, the reception there comes totally different from Europe or anywhere else, because for them it's like they've literally visited by their sister. So like for real, like blood is, so it's more like family. It's like gatherings. It's a movement. There's a lot of chants at the airport. There's a lot of dancing and pictures with, and it's just like a welcome home type of vibe. Sometimes it's embarrassing. Yeah, sometimes it's very embarrassing because, like you're traveling with people from Europe, and then there's like all these African people at the airport. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm sorry, this is my brothers and my sisters. I know, guys, come down.
Right. And if you're going to travel with me, you might as well get.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
But
that's
I
so
love it.
good.
I love it. Yeah, reception there is totally different. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you one day. I'm hoping that we can meet in Africa at some point.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. What?
That would be
Yes.
awesome. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate you and look forward to hearing more from you. I know that your touring schedule has been impacted greatly by
Yes.
the COVID pandemic, but
Yeah.
we hope that you're able to get back on the road and continue to spread the message of unity.
Unity. Yeah.
You know, and
Definitely. Yeah.
yeah, and
Thank you so much.
power
Thank
of
you so much
Africa.
for having
Yes.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank
Thank
you.
you
We
so much.
appreciate it. Okay, so we'll
Thank you
see
so
you
much
next
for.
time. Okay, we'll look you up and see what you're doing next and where you're gonna be. So thank you so much, sister.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Take care.
Bye.